Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Table Tea, where we spill the tea, as the kids say, about, well, everything. And just, interact
All
with the
over the
fans.
table.
Is that what kids say?
Pastel, being out of town, is unable to join us for Table Tea, but sends her regards. And yeah. So, what did you guys think?
That was a lot of fun. I
think
enjoyed talking.
it's... Huh?
Oh,
Go ahead.
what do you? Oh, you were saying I think it's, and I was.
I think it's the first time we've not had a combat in an episode.
I mean,
Well, the
I
pie counted as a combat.
yeah.
Technically, yes.
I
So-
am.
Combat rule.
I hope the
I
audience
think-
enjoyed it. It was a lot of role playing, not a lot of fighting.
Yeah. You know what? Let's be real. You have so many options for like combat heavy D&D streams to watch. Like our big thing is that we're like a kinky stream, and so personally, I enjoy the kinky roleplay stuff. I think it's fun to like not just be like, okay, actually we're like blenders, but also sometimes our butts get smacked. Like I think it's fun to be butt smacks.
Oh yeah,
And
there was
sometimes
a lot of opportunity for trouble at the very beginning here before we get into the plot. So I don't know. I felt it felt like it was fun, kind of blowing some steam. Having our characters just really
Yes.
Yeah.
show their true colors in situations that aren't combat and aren't serious, and which is actually kind of sad though when you look at our party when they're not actually doing something. We're really troublemakers there. And
You
so
are, you bunch of troublemakers. I hope you don't mind that I gloss over the kink when it happens, but I find it's better to keep the game moving.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
I
Players
think
involved.
I think we have the right balance. Like we don't have to go into like 19 levels of detail. I just think it's fun to like have the scenarios come up and then like move through them. Like I thought it was really fun that like Sally's just over his Don's lap while we're having like Damien tell us about our next job.
oh yeah, yeah.
Speaking of Don, I feel like I cut you off. Were you trying to say something?
Well, I was gonna say, you said you all don't behave, but I behave.
Well, that is true.
You
Like,
misbehaved.
Namaya's the only one that behaved today. Let's be honest.
Namaya is a paragon of virtue who everybody should follow her example.
Name one instance of me misbehaving.
What you were calling down the devil on us? Come on.
Literally.
That's not really that naughty, okay? I'm not superstitious
It's-
like that.
It's pretty naughty to just go around speaking the names of profoundly evil powers.
Yeah, is Dungeons and Dragon World, do they operate on like Beetlejuice / Wheel of Time rules where like if you just say the actual name of the devil,
It
Like,
depends
it-
on who you ask.
ah.
Yeah. It's Dungeons and Dragons. Literally anything is possible. That's
Listen,
why it's a great game.
listen.
Oh, I should check the chat.
We apparently scared the shit out of Bunny Boy by starting
Oh.
up without warning.
Oh, sorry.
I have a patron who is scary enough herself that honestly I'm not too concerned about saying Asmodeus' name.
It's true, but you're a dark.
Oh my
warlock,
god,
right?
my
You see.
patron like knows Asmodeus. Like she works at Asmodeus, so like she doesn't even like care.
Alright, fuck off.
Constantly called them.
Also, Captain Planet is, I think that's how you say it. I'm blind, so yeah, we are very lucky there wasn't like a very active Raven Perch police force.
yeah. I said Oberon was really scared about that because I mean it's one thing to get in trouble with their own inside their own group, but he's like terrified of actually the local government actually stepping in. So
Captain Planet, there is a guard, but they're the kind of guard that are like, are you killing people who are important? No? Then why are you talking to us?
Oh, you got pie on your face, you big baby.
Well, you'll note he didn't go to the guard, he was going to a government office.
yeah.
Oh.
The elected
But,
officials maybe care a tad more.
Yeah, I mean, if like an official complaint is made there about our, I guess the people that are involved with where we're at, I'd fear that we could get kicked out or something.
Well, this is why we need to be careful with our words. Yeah?
I mean, it's not my fault Sally has an exhibitionism kink and is like, okay with being thrown into stockades.
I think it is your fault, though.
it shouldn't be my fault that I just was jokingly mentioning throwing a pie. And...
Maybe you should learn to be.
Oberon, you're just such a good influencer.
You need to.
Sally's an impressionable little girl.
Yes, she is. You need to be careful.
Well, I don't think that's my fault, personally.
I think it is.
That's Sally's fault. That's not my fault.
You're the older sibling. You need to set a better example.
Uh,
How old is Oberon, actually?
Oberon is an elf, so...
I know he's definitely like older because he is an elf, but
Maturity-wise, probably no more so than Sally.
Sally's like 23, so...
I think actually Oberon's 59. I want to say.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it's like he's really old, but he's an elf though. I mean, he's half
You're
elf,
not
so
considered a mature adult in elf culture until you've hit 100 years. So
exactly. So he's like kind of in his halfway. He's like a teenager, I suppose. Really,
it's
in elf
sorry,
form, I
rules,
suppose.
I get it.
Yeah.
But it's cool because you're actually old enough to have porn and cigarettes and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's why it's frustrating to him because he's like, hey, I'm old enough to do this stuff. I know I look the way I look, but I'm actually, I'm a 59-year-old man here. You cut me a break here. Stop calling me a baby.
I'll stop calling you a baby when you stop acting like it.
Yeah. I feel a little bad for ripping the character of the potion mistress from a.
I
TV
need to
show
know
watch.
sort of how that potion mistress looks because I sort of want to draw that scene where we were winking at each other.
There
Just
is
with the-
much fan art online.
The
Okay.
voice Ashley gave her just makes me think of like a Jim Henson's Muppet monster.
That's exactly what I was like envisioning.
Wait,
really.
which? The potion or the mask? Because I used
The potion.
Okay,
Yeah.
when I did the mask glitch, I was like, oh, this is kind of like a dark crystal kind of.
The fact that she eats her hat, I was like, it's like a...
It had Dark Crystal vibes. I was like sensing that.
Yeah, Pastel and I watched the Age of Resistance all the way through.
Oh,
So it's only a matter of time till you encounter.
Oh no! Yeah, I haven't watched it yet though. I'm waiting for Cherry to be able to watch it with me so we can watch it together. Because she's actually a much larger fan of Dark Crystal than I was because I wasn't allowed to watch it growing up, so there's no nostalgia for it for me. But I want to see it though. So
I forgot that you grew up in like Amish
Yeah.
town.
Right.
yeah.
I will.
yeah,
I will not spoil it for you then.
Don't
but
spoil it.
It's very good, and you should watch it.
Awesome. Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. We've got a
can't-
list of things we've got to watch right now.
I can't find the one I want to share, so I'll just pick one of the random
All
ones. Yeah.
Oh no, Bunny Boy said technically, if you compare it completely mathematically, Oberon would be 5 years old in human years.
But that's not.
Elf years.
I mean,
It's not quite that 1-to-1.
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
elf
I
culture.
believe it. I believe it.
I've seen Oberon's Paladin Underoos, so you know.
Oh,
I believe it. So
oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh, this is
Oh
a
no.
this is a tiny ass
Also,
picture.
Captain Planet mentioned that he really they really enjoyed your Statler and Waldorf gargoyle heads
Oh, thank you.
from last session, and I did too.
I wish I had more interesting things to say as them, but I didn't.
They're a hard impression to do because you're like, oh shit, I have to be super witty and mean really
Okay.
fast.
So, briefly talking about my other campaign with Nikki, Sally, and Pastel, I gave that voice to. We did Tomb of Annihilation, and there's a cursed golden
Oh,
skull
yeah.
that follows you around and makes wisecracks. I gave him the Stantler Waldorf voices, and the humor just kept flowing. Like, I knew exactly what to say every time. I guess I'm
was
not
such
as
a
familiar
little-
with these
He's such a little
characters.
jerkwad. It's okay. They were just random side guys.
Well, I liked it.
What did
Here-
I feed that skull to make him disappear?
black gem.
the black crown of Dendar the Night Serpent, except it's our campaign, so Marisol the Night Serpent.
Oh yeah,
The
probably
black-
like a super duper ultra valuable treasure. It's like just you
Yeah.
wanted treasure, right? Eat that.
Yeah.
It could have actually hinted that it could have ended the world somehow. Or
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a
Really?
doomsday relic.
you did a good thing.
That picture I just posted in the Discord and to you is this is not my character. It's based it's based very heavily on someone else's character.
All right.
And she probably would not be too happy with me using her. I apologize. I'm a really big fan.
Whatever,
I'm
it's
sorry.
fan fiction now.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's why I was very careful to be like, it's a clone.
I
It
can
was
tweak it
cloned
too.
off her from Hacks.
I can furthermore tweak, the character so it's not.
Oh, sure.
Just make her out of felt, and then the problem is solved.
But yeah, I couldn't find the super cute anime one that I have of her. When I find it, I'll show it to you.
Are we just gonna gloss over the fact that Obi basically just bought like a medieval prostate massaging wand?
I
was just thinking, I was like, those little vials are just perfect as like an impromptu or like a ad hoc butt plug. I was like, this.
You
I thought
cannot know.
it was a win-win situation for him. He was
You
taking
cannot
advantage.
know how bad it'll be if they break when they're in a sensitive spot.
Oh
Don't worry, Sally.
even think of
Sally's a professional sorceress. She can help you get it just
no!
right.
Oh,
Obi.
that could be disastrous for his elfhood there.
It's all right. We've got some health potions.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
As long
I
as
guess I
it's
should-
not like, as long as it's not one of those potions where it's like, oh, your organs teleported out of your body.
Oh god. No. Potions will usually have some comparable spell effect, so no worries there.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
It just becomes a fire thing, and it's just like
Yeah. And he's still
it's the ultimate ginger root.
yeah. And he still wants that fire potion. He's gonna get it on the black market somehow. He's going to procure that item and keep it quiet. He just needs to have it. He just
This
needs
is
to have
Dungeons
it.
and Dragons. Things can happen.
He just needs it.
Yes,
For
it's
reasons.
Dungeons and Dragons. He can do that, and also he'll get spanked.
It's true.
I'm not
Only
saying
if
he
it's
can't
found
do it.
out.
I'm just
I'm gonna
saying.
show chat the. I did not draw this, by the way, chat. I'm gonna show you real quick the potion mistress. You probably know if you run in D&D circles who that is, at least from the name. But yeah, that's what she looks like. She's incredibly cute. I don't know what artist drew this. I just found it on Google, and it's really good. It's really pretty.
I just remember the picture of her where she got an atomic wedgie and the underwear was through her horns.
I don't remember that picture.
Somebody showed it in our public game. Had that, so.
Well.
So your sins are lesser by comparison, so it's fine.
Yeah. So.
When it happens to the actual character, I don't think the player is thrilled about that. But this is a clone, so I'm hoping something different.
This is Strox, my original character.
Parastrix. It's actually named that because I have a friend who, to preserve his anonymity, we will call him Chad, who had a character named Darastrix. So it's kind of like a little nod to that.
Aw, that's fun.
Very old friend of mine, very much liked, but we both work, so don't get to hang out too often. Anyway, I feel like I just hijacked the whole conversation. Go back to what you were talking about.
Yeah, that's my job. Namaya, did you have any things you really enjoyed about our session?
Uh,
I like that you freaking died on that natural one. That was pretty great.
oh yeah. Sorry, I have a cold, so it triggered a coughing fit, and I was kind of choking. Yes.
Also, I have no idea how long we've been doing this, so once we hit like the 20-30 minute mark, someone let me know.
Well, I'm glad you got amusement out of my pain.
I think we were all kind of rolling low in this game. That
Yeah, there was a lot of bad rolls.
there was a lot of bad ones. I rolled that.
So it's a good thing we didn't have combat. So.
Yeah, it would have been. We would have died.
Yeah.
We would have
You've
died.
been fine.
Yeah, I think we would have been fine. It would be the squishy.
Did you guys like the map I made for you?
I
I
did.
love
That
the
was a
map.
very pretty map and very
I was
helpful.
I was so excited to share it, and I thought you guys were going to ask more questions. You're like, nah, it's cool. We're good.
I mean, like,
Well, I was
it's
waiting
very-
to gush about it once we got here because I didn't want to like stop and go like, "Oh my gosh!" and like out of character. That map is amazing. I was like, it's-
I'm like, this is our this is
Oberon just looks at the map and is like, wow, that's a great map. Wow. and,
like-
and Crystal and Damien just looking at each other like, is he alright?
Crystal would be like, it is a great map. I got it for you. And he just feels so proud.
I definitely enjoy that. Like, it says property of the mayor on it.
Yeah. It's hard to get the characterization of my precious OCs out, so every opportunity I get, I gotta do it.
See, it's bad too because Oberon's attitude's always like very indifferent to things. So he's like, yeah, it's fine, it's all right, it's a map, whatever. We don't need it. But internally, I'm like, oh my gosh, this map is amazing. I was like looking at certain parts, and I'm like, ooh, and I want to explore that part right there. Let me pull it up so I can see.
You just pull the Paul Hollywood approach of like, oh, it's okay, which means like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, that was at the asylum there.
The Awana Asylum.
Yeah, that really, of course, got my interest because I have a love for asylums. Obviously, it's in my name, and I was like, ooh,
This
ooh,
here's
that
a
looks like fun.
big old playground. You guys can explore it, go wherever you want. And in
Oh
fact,
snap! I didn't even see that asylum, but that's gonna be right.
Yeah,
that's gonna be by the Wailing Hamlet. We should go check
Oh
that
yeah,
out.
yeah. My eyes directly went there, and I was all like, I wanted to say something. I was like, no, that's not my character. It doesn't care.
Oh,
I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go there.
The fact that it was the Wailing Hamlet where they're actually capturing whales was so funny because I was just expecting it to be the other one.
I know, me too. I
pulled
love
that joke on one of the games I had to stop recently, the public AOTK game. I let them travel like real far to that area the whole time thinking like, oh god, this is a spooky ass place. It's the Wailing Hamlet. And they get there and finally they realize that it is spooky.
It is a literal Wailing Hamlet.
And that was funny too because I thought that was like, Laurel was saying, I was like, oh, Laurel's just being stupid, like Laurel is. And,
How
and I
dare
was like,
you.
wait a minute.
Laurel's the
Wait a minute,
best.
Laurel had it right.
How dare you?
Laurel,
Sweetie.
Laurel knows so many things about trees.
He could tell you 1,001 tree facts. You don't even
It's
know.
true.
You
He
don't
knows-
even know.
There are places too that are not mapped, so that'll be fun when you guys come across.
That'll be
certain
exciting.
things.
I like how you sketched out the like trees and the forests and like the mountains and
Oh,
stuff.
Oh, thank you. I tried to keep it very like, oh, it's a map, like someone inked it, and then I was like, all right, I have to differentiate some of these colors. This is impossible.
Yeah,
to
I liked
see.
how you kept it like a kind of like a minimalist approach to it. Like it's not too visually busy.
Yes, with all of the stuff on there, it is already busy enough, I can assure you.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking at the full map and, like, trying to put text. Like, I know why people use numbers now, because it's really hard to find room for the text of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything just ends up being really teeny tiny in like an
Yep.
actual map,
Yep.
which is really fun when you can't read. Or I mean, when you're blind.
Aw.
Yeah,
I
I love
can
it. Bunny
I
Boy's,
swear I can read you guys. I promise.
Yeah, Buddy Boy's saying like, I love Namaya just stepping in every time Oberon talked about buying the exploding potion. And
That was me.
yeah,
I mean, Namaya wasn't having it either. Let's be real.
yeah. Well, it's true. No, but Namaya wouldn't let we do it either because it was like, oh yeah, Dawn's gone. I can
Yeah.
go get it now. And then
Oh,
Namaya was
yeah,
all like,
it was,
nope.
Well, Dawn was gone. It was like,
I can do that now and it's like, no.
Fucking Dawn. Let me try and exercise Ralther's apparent power over Amelia. Nice try.
What?
You tried to get Ralther to be like, make Amelia dress up. And he's like, oh, she's technically higher rank than me.
I,
If you're the party leader,
Not party leader, more like a staff leader. A chamberlain, if you will.
maybe
middle management.
you should be the staff leader and make staff dress like a maid.
Oh,
He-
Captain Plant's got a good suggestion here. It says
Oh.
bonus points if Oberon manages to frame Nemaya for buying the potion instead.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I was saying
D&D,
that,
let's
you know-
make it happen.
Oh yeah, because I said that this is going to be Oberon's new private quest is to get that potion. And bonus
Oberon's
points.
you're just gonna pull like a Gandalf and be like, I must go now.
Yeah.
It's going to thank you so much.
Well, it's only if Oberon gets caught. I mean, stealth.
You're
Stealth.
talk-
Let's see. Is my stealth
talk-
good? Let me see.
You're a paladin, so I'd imagine you have stealth at disadvantage.
Yeah, I got 0. I was just looking like,
You have,
yeah.
If you're wearing heavy armor, you got stealth at disadvantage.
Yeah. Let's see. There's got to be a slight. No, I can't use that.
I can't wait. I can't wait to find some sort of like shadow binding magical artifact to just like go buck wild on Dawn.
Oh, yeah?
Just where's your shadow hairbrush now?
And then she calls it again an hour later. Here it is.
Oh no. I love busting Dawn's chops. She's fine.
Dawn's just like sighs and it's like, all right, I'll get my.
Oh snap!
mundane
Dawn is a
cane."
wolf, so she actually has chops to bust. Oh,
Eh,
Um, as her hairbrush actually has a name, and during spanking, she will refer to it
Ooh.
by the name. The name is Zia.
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 Zia later. Sorry. That's something.
what's
Crystal
the?
would say.
Is there a significance behind that name, or is that just the name?
Well, I guess you'd have to find out.
Yeah. She's
I mean,
all
I'm
mysterious.
getting I'm getting to know it pretty well, so you know.
All right.
When it starts talking to you, then maybe.
Oh snap.
What?
I was all snapping that she's got.
A talking
magical
hairbrush?
artifacts, yeah.
Hell yeah!
Hell
Hexblade.
yeah. It's true.
Hex yeah!
Sentient weapon, boy.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I really need to like personally experience that. We need to set up like a time we can just kind of role play an actual spanking. So I can get the feel of how bad a spanking is actually.
Oh, you're gonna get the feel.
Because right now it's just kind of like, oh yeah, it's just kind of there, it just kind of happened. But like I know at what level this is, because that will change Oberon's attitude in the way that he responds when there's that threat.
Anytime
Personally speaking.
after Monday. So, actually,
Nice.
like I guess Monday would be good.
Nice. Okay, yeah, Monday.
Or,
Yeah,
Set a date for it.
there are several
can't wait
scenes for you to leave at canon now, like the night after the reclamation of the mansion, right there in
Yeah.
the town square.
yeah.
Come
Because
back.
I need to get my head wrapped around it, because that's kind of me,
Dawn's a
thematically
tough
speaking.
boy, So,
Comes back next Thursday, and Oberon's just like stuffing his face full of like cake to try and put some extra padding back there.
Don't take
I
the
don't
Sally approach.
I don't know if you know Charlotte at all, who is like the ultimate mommy, but Dawn is Charlotte's, or one of Charlotte's proteges. So
Amelia's either.
Charlotte. The other one is Amelia.
Oh, so that's why y'all are sisters. So that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Ah.
You,
That's
um,
why Amelia and Dawn are sisters, because they're proteges of Charlotte.
You
I
guys
love
would
that.
know that Charlotte is one of the like 3 biggest names at the guild, alongside Goliath and Mikhail.
Oh,
She does not usually leave the home base because she's like the last line of defense, and so far none have broken through it.
oh, well, that's good.
Yeah,
She's the toughest girl and the ultimate mommy.
she is an enchantress. But yeah.
Well,
She's
I
the
think-
mommy to mommies.
Ooh,
Oh, what were you gonna say, Sally?
I was just saying we're getting close to about that 30-minute mark you were looking for.
Yeah. I guess we should call it here. Oh,
Yeah.
but we were promised a story from Nikki.
Oh yeah, story time.
Oh, that's right.
Shed some light on your adventures.
So when I was like, it was either 9 or 10. My dad had just bought property right next to our house, and it had three old sheds there, and we had spent a long time cleaning up all the trees because another story. My dad used to have me. We have 2 big walnut trees at our place, and my dad used to have me pick up all the walnuts. He's like, "Yeah, here's your cute red wagon. Go pick up the walnuts and then go dump them." Well, he didn't realize that, 8, 9-year-old me is just gonna dump them in a big old pile in the middle of right as close outside of our property as I can manage. So now there's
Just a huge walnut.
Now if you go to my old house, there's a huge fucking walnut forest. Just
Oh, that's hilarious.
yeah. So we had to clear, and that was also part. We had to clear out a bunch of trees that were there. And when we finished clearing out the trees, I was like, sheds. And I got really curious about it, and I grabbed a wiffle bat, and this is probably my most vivid memory of like being into like first experience of like being curious about spank. Is I've been threatened with it. My parents had never actually done it though, but I've been threatened with it. Like, oh, I'll take you out to the shed. So I was like, hold on,
I'm in the shed right now.
I'm in the shed right now. I grabbed my wiffle bat and did like an elaborate play with myself.
Aww.
And
Aw.
I spanked myself with the wiffle bat.
Oh, no.
Nikki, that's so cute.
Aww.
That's pretty cute.
Also, I'm sure all of us can probably have some sort of very similar story. Totally
Oh.
not at all like.
Oh yeah.
I burned my butt with a light bulb when I was small on accident, but like trying to
Oh.
heat it up with the light, like a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was quite interested.
You're like, okay, how? Yeah, dude, it's so funny how were any of you else also like, okay, my parents threatened to whoop my butt, but they never did, and I'm just like this weird like pent up energy around spanking kid, and then like, you're like, but nobody will actually do it, and I can't actually spank myself, so I'm gonna have to get creative. Like, I definitely experimented with so many different like things to see if I could find an implement to do like an effective self swatting with, and Build-A-Bear snowboard was probably my best attempt.
Nice.
That, and then just like, I made the horrible decision one time. I'm like, oh my dad has like a wire brush that they use to. God, I hope my parents never hear this. That they use to. I just remembered that I have really supportive parents, and this is the like progressive nightmare hellscape where like you have really supportive parents, and then they find out all the stupid shit you did when you were like working out your weird sexual energy. But yeah. So sorry in
Penny's
advance,
parents
parents.
don't
if you-
listen.
Yeah, just you can stop here. Nothing happened. What ended up actually happening was I was like, oh, I'll just use the like wire brush on my butt. It'll be perfect. And then I ended up with like a very wire brushed butt. And I don't know if you know this, but like metal bristles on a butt are. So I just had like a bunch of scratches. I was like, kind of. And like the worst part is like it almost worked out. I was like, this kind of works. If I'm, ignore the like how this is like really pointy. Man, I'm probably gonna give myself like tetanus or hamburger ass.
Oh, no.
No.
I think it goes back to something you said, Sally. I think part of the reason why I am into spanking is because you get threatened with it so much. But in our day and age, there was never that follow through because you can't make kids.
Oh, there was follow through for me.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I had
I'm
fall
a bit-
through as well.
I'm also a bit younger than you, and also I live
Yeah, no, I was. Nikki and I are definitely in the same boat. We're like,
So there was all this. I'm gonna take you out the shed. Take you out the shed. You keep acting like that, you're gonna get
You guys
spanked.
suck.
So there's this tension, and there's never like this release. So it's like, well,
yeah,
Well,
I'm
speaking from
What do you
experience,
want?
it's not fun. I can
Like-
tell you that.
it's not. Sorry,
What?
speaking from experience.
You're cutting out a little bit, but I
Oh,
can
it's-
get the gist of it.
You were cutting out too.
Yeah, we didn't get to hear it.
But mine's the one recording, so they'll hear me.
You- well-
You were
Um,
saying
from your
Speaking
experience.
from experience, it's not fun when you're actually
Yeah,
in trouble and your parents are involved.
yeah,
Well,
no, I mean
Just
that's
saying.
They
I-
should have done that. They should have followed through. But you see, now I'm into spanking because they never showed me it was a bad thing.
It's how you're hardwired. Like, it didn't matter.
It
Like, I'm
totally
still
is.
super
And
into
also-
it.
Well, I just it's their fault, not mine.
Yeah, I also feel it's very important to acknowledge that we all understand that like the like weird like sexually frustrated 12-year-old version of spanking that we all have in our head for people who never actually got it. We all fully recognize that like actually getting like spanked by your parents is not like a kinky fun like sexual role play thing, and that like
No,
it's
yeah.
not fun at all, and you just
Oh,
end up
no.
like
And still, even with that, I was still, even as a kid, even though I got spankings like all the time, I was still seeking out to explore that. Because, like I said, even though I was getting them all the time,
yeah,
when
my
I'd go over to like my little friend's house, so we're like, oh, let's play house, and I'm like, and of course they would always be the mommy or daddy, and I would be the naughty child, so I could get spanked. So I'm like, I was getting it at home, and I was still like trying to play it out with my friends and getting them to spank me when I was like 7 years old. So I'm like, and that was like the one that in particular sticks out where we were out like at their chicken, they had a chicken house, and I convinced them to use this really long vine, like a whip, like a bull whip on me as I'm laying in the
jeez.
hay. And they did it, and apparently there was a little bit of like my shirt was pulled up just a little bit, and it caught me and made this huge welt that was really painful. And I was like, oh my gosh, they could kill me. I remember being like, okay, let's stop, let's not do this anymore.
Aw.
But I was
That's
like
hilarious.
really intense, you know. It wasn't just like, oh, spanking. It was like, here's a whip. Try and whip me here at the chicken house.
and you're like, oh no, what have I done? That hurts.
Exactly. I was like really scared. My parents are gonna be like, where'd you get this huge welt on the side of you like this? I was like, yeah, okay, that was painful. I don't think I like this anymore.
On that note, I think before we get to another 45-minute episode, we should probably call it here.
Yeah.
Tune in next week for more weird and hilarious stories of like
oh yeah.
sexually frustrated children exploring their kinks.
Maybe we'll make more content where you can hear like
Oh,
a
yeah.
podcast or something all the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, if
Yeah,
you- if
fun
y'all
kink
are interested,
podcast.
Yeah.
A little, if that actually is a real deal thing, y'all, if you're in the Discord and you're interested in hearing us kind of just like chit chat in a more informal setting like this with like a very kink focused spin, we kind of kick that idea around. If that's something you want to hear, let us know.
Yeah. If the more support the Patreon gets, the more we can devote to doing things and also having
The more layers of our secret lives we will reveal.
Oh, scary.
Yeah, you want face cam, then donate to the Patreon so I can get exercise equipment and lose weight. I kid, but
So we
please
can-
donate to the Patreon.
We gotta buy those face rig licenses so that we can become our true 2D anime selves, and those cost money.
Oh, that'd be rad. But
That
yeah,
would.
let us know what you want. We'll fucking do it. Most of the time. Like, obviously, we want hardcore porn. I'm gonna probably say I'll have to think about that one.
I mean, I've got videos on Spanking Tube, so you're covered
Oh my. We'll plug that next week.
there.
Alright, or you can post a link in the chat if you want. Discord. If you want, I don't know. But yeah, so we'll call it here, and we will see you guys next week. Love you
Yeah.
all. Players
Love
and
you.
viewers alike.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.